Forget everything you think you know about the limits of biology. From monumental giants to science-defying mutations, discover 10 individuals whose bodies tell an extraordinary story. Prepare yourself for a fascinating journey to the frontiers of the human experience. Number 10. Robert Wadlow, the Giant of Illinois. To begin our ranking, it is impossible not to mention the man who still holds the absolute record for the tallest height ever recorded in human history. Robert Wadlow, born in 1918 in Alton, Illinois, was not a particularly large newborn. However, from his very first years, his growth took an exponential turn. By the age of 8, he already stood 1 meter 88, 6 feet 2 inches, far surpassing his own father. This prodigious growth was not mere genetic chance. Wadlow suffered from hyperplasia of the pituitary gland, located at the base of the brain. This small gland, responsible for producing growth hormone, functioned in him without any restraint. At the time of his early death at age 22, he reached the staggering height of 2 meters 72, 8 feet 11 inches. His daily life was a permanent challenge. Imagine having to order size 75 shoes, or living in a world where every chair, every door, and every bed is designed for someone half your size. Despite extreme physical difficulties, including a loss of sensation in his legs and the constant need for leg braces, Robert was known for his kindness, which earned him the nickname Gentle Giant. His story reminds us of the fragility of the human body in the face of uncontrolled hormonal production. Number 9. Shyam Lal Yadav, the Man with the Horn. Let's move now to a case that seems straight out of mythology, yet it is perfectly documented by modern medicine. Originally from India, Shyam Lal Yadav lived through an experience that few people could imagine. It all began in 2014, following a mundane bump to the head. A small lump appeared, but instead of receding, it began to harden and grow incessantly. For several years, Shyam asked his barber to cut this growth, but it always ended up growing back. Eventually, the structure reached over 10 centimeters in length. Medically, this phenomenon is known as a cutaneous horn. These horns are composed of keratin, the same protein that makes up our nails, our hair, and more impressively, the horns of rhinoceroses. Although these growths are generally benign, their size is rarely as imposing as Shyam's. In 2019, neurosurgeons proceeded to remove the horn. This case is a striking illustration of the human body's capacity for regeneration and reaction to trauma, even minor ones. It also highlights the importance of access to surgical care to treat anomalies that, beyond aesthetics, can become heavy psychological burdens. Page 2. Number 8. Sultan Kosin, the Living Colossus. While Robert Wadlow belongs to history, Sultan Kosin is our contemporary. Standing at 2 meters 51, 8 feet 3 inches, this Turkish farmer is officially recognized as the tallest living man in the world. As with Wadlow, his exceptional stature stems from a tumor in the pituitary gland, resulting in acromegaly. Sultan's life is a testament to resilience. For a long time, he was unable to finish his schooling because of his height and had to turn to farming to help his family. Walking, traveling, or even finding a suitable car is a logistical headache for him. Imagine the impact on the joints and cardiovascular system of having to pump blood for a body of this dimension. However, Sultan's story took a positive turn thanks to modern medicine. In 2010, specialists at the University of Virginia used a technique called gamma knife radiosurgery to precisely target the tumor in his brain. The treatment was a total success. His growth finally stopped. Today, Sultan travels the world as an ambassador, using his fame to raise awareness about hormonal disorders and to prove that one can live a fulfilling life despite extraordinary proportions. Number 7. Mandy Sellers, the Giant Legs. The case of Mandy Sellers is one of the most mysterious and rarest in medical literature. This British woman was born with a condition that baffled doctors for decades. While her upper body is of normal proportions, her legs and feet grew disproportionately, reaching a total weight of nearly 95 kilograms, 210 pounds, at one point in her life. For a long time, it was believed she suffered from Proteus syndrome, but more recent genetic tests revealed a unique mutation of the PIK3CA gene. This mutation causes an anarchic growth of soft tissues, fat, and bone in certain parts of the body. In 2010, due to a serious infection that put her life at risk, Mandy had to undergo the amputation of her left leg. This is where the story becomes incredible. Shortly after the operation, the stump began to grow and widen again, defying the surgeon's expectations. Mandy refused to let it break her. She collaborated with scientists to test experimental treatments aimed at blocking the genetic mutation. Her courage in the face of a condition that physically transforms her body every day is a source of inspiration for thousands of people suffering from rare diseases. Number 6. Francisco Domingo Joaquim, the elastic jaw. Let's change gears with Francisco Domingo Joaquim, originally from Angola. Nicknamed Chiquinho, this man possesses an anatomical peculiarity that earned him a place in the Guinness World Records. He has the widest mouth in the world, capable of stretching over 17 centimeters. During public demonstrations, he is able to insert an entire soda can horizontally between his lips without any difficulty. While this might provoke a smile or seem like a simple carnival trick, the medical reality behind this feat is fascinating. Francisco possesses hyperelasticity of the connective tissues, a trait often associated with mild variants of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. His facial muscles and skin possess a different concentration of collagen than normal, allowing for an extension that ordinary mortals would find painful or impossible. Francisco has transformed this singularity into an opportunity, participating in television shows across the globe and showing that even the strangest characteristics can become a mark of social distinction. Number 5. Elisane da Cruz Silva, the giantess of Brazil. Gigantism does not only affect men. Elisane da Cruz Silva, a young Brazilian woman, captured the world's attention when she reached a height of 2 meters 3, 6 feet 8 inches, while still a teenager. Her rapid growth was caused by a tumor on her pituitary gland, causing intense joint pain and chronic headaches. Lacking initial financial means, her family struggled to get her treated. Fortunately, thanks to the media coverage of her case, she was able to undergo surgery to remove the tumor, which stopped her growth. Beyond her height, it is her personal life that touched the public. Elisane is living a beautiful love story with Francinaldo, a man measuring 1 meter 62, 5 feet 4 inches. Their relationship is a vibrant response to prejudices regarding normality within a couple. Elisane has also embraced her difference by becoming a model. Her stature, once a source of mockery and isolation at school, has become her greatest professional asset. Her journey shows how self-acceptance can transform a medical anomaly into a flourishing career. Number 4. Gary Turner, the rubber skin man. Gary Turner possesses a very real superpower, but one that hides a complex medical reality. Suffering from an extreme form of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, Gary can stretch the skin of his body in a staggering manner. He is capable of pulling the skin of his stomach to, page 4, more than 15 centimeters, or covering his chin with the skin of his neck as if it were a mask. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is a genetic disease that affects collagen, the protein that ensures the cohesion and resistance of tissues. In Gary's case, the collagen is defective, making his tissues extremely loose. While this elasticity is impressive to watch, it comes with serious complications: joints that dislocate easily, skin that tears and takes time to heal, and chronic fatigue. Gary chose not to suffer his illness in the shadows. He performed for years with the Circus of Horrors and other performance troupes, using his body as an educational and entertainment tool. His case is carefully studied by geneticists, as it offers essential keys to understanding the fundamental structure of human skin. Number 3. Sain Mumtaz, the challenge of Proteus syndrome. In Pakistan, the story of Sain Mumtaz moves everyone who encounters him. Sain suffers from an extremely rare pathology that has caused excessive and asymmetrical growth of his skull and limbs. His face is marked by massive bony growths that have modified his features to the point of making him unrecognizable compared to his childhood. For a long time, the inhabitants of his village believed it was a curse, but the reality is purely biological. Although the exact diagnosis is still debated, some suggesting Proteus syndrome, others a variant of Recklinghausen's disease, the impact on his life is undeniable. The weight of his skull presses on his spine and obstructs his airways. Despite these trials, Sain is surrounded by a loving family and community who support him daily. His dearest wish has always been to find a treatment to slow the progression of his disease. His testimony highlights global disparities in medical diagnostics and reminds us that behind every anomaly hides a person aspiring to dignity and health. Number 2. Kim Goodman, the gaze that is out of the ordinary. Kim Goodman possesses a physical ability that often causes an immediate visual shock. She holds the world record for the farthest eyeball protrusion. In a page 5 voluntary manner, she can make her eyeballs pop out of their sockets to an impressive distance of 12 millimeters. Voluntary manner, she can make her eyeballs pop out of their sockets to an impressive distance of 12 millimeters. This phenomenon is called proptosis or exorbitism. In most people, this only happens following head trauma or a serious thyroid disease. But for Kim, it is a controlled action. She discovered this talent one day when she was hit in the head with a hockey mask. Her eyes popped out much further than normal, and since then, she has learned to manipulate the muscles of her orbits. Examinations have shown that her eye muscles and optic nerves have a length and flexibility far superior to the average, allowing her this extension without permanent damage to her vision. Although this trait is surprising, Kim leads a completely normal life, proving that the human body can sometimes possess unique anatomical switches. Number 1. Kathy Jung, transformation by will. To close this ranking, let's look at Kathy Jung, a woman who pushed the limits of human malleability, not through a disease, but through an extreme and prolonged body modification. Kathy holds the record for the smallest waist on an adult body, with a circumference of only 38 centimeters, 15 inches. Nicknamed the Queen of Corsets, she wore extremely tight corsets 24 hours a day for over 2 decades. This process, called waist training, eventually displaced her internal organs and remodeled her lower ribcage. From a medical point of view, it is a fascinating case study on how the skeleton and viscera can adapt to constant external pressure. Although this practice is controversial due to potential risks to digestion and respiration, Kathy claims to be in excellent health. Her extreme, hourglass appearance illustrates another facet of our list: the human being's ability to sculpt their own biology, for better or for worse, beyond what nature had initially planned. Number 11. Moment of the unforeseen cases. Marked by extremely rare cutaneous horns, these two elders have journeyed through life under the weight of contempt. For decades, insults rained down, transforming them into pariahs in the eyes of the ignorant. Yet beneath these keratin growths beats the heart of profoundly resilient beings. They bore their difference like a burden imposed by fate, enduring infamy without ever losing their dignity. Today, we honor their exemplary courage and finally learn to look with the soul, not with the eyes. Human diversity is a powerful testimony to the resilience and complexity of our biology. Which of these 10 cases surprised you the most today? Tell us in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to support us. See you soon.